Welcome to the World United. Welcome to the World United.
Next speaker is AMELIA AEON Karris. She's an author of Synchronicity, Unlock Your Divine Destiny, she's a founding director of Know Thyself, a mystery school for modern day living, where she activates men and women to live with purpose. She loves to guide truth seekers to access their innate wisdom and ground their soul mission. She has helped thousands worldwide to liberate their minds, navigate expanding realities, and establish sustainable lifestyles and live out their divine destinies. So, your topic for today is synchronicity and your soul's mission. Over to Amelia.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you. I'm just going to share my screen with you here. I believe the last time I was with you was in 2009, Dr. Yugandhar. So it's a pleasure to be back with you all here again. As they told you, I'm going to speak about synchronicity and your soul mission. So the one question I have for you right now is, what is synchronicity master mystics, yogis, and CEOs have in common? Have a think about it. I don't know if our audience today can chat with us in the window, but if you can, those of you who are watching from home, let us know. I want to know what your answer is to that. I'm going to share it with you at the end of my presentation. So I believe now more than ever, we need to remember why we're here on the planet and at this very, very specific time, important time in human history. So I have two assumptions of you, all of you who are listening. I think that you probably know you're much more than your human form, your meat suit, this physical aspect of you, because you've touched the mystery of life in some way. So the great mystery of life, you might have experienced it through a birth, giving birth, or witnessing a birth, witnessing a death or a near-death experience. You might have had a lucid dream that woke you up to something much greater than yourself. Maybe you've had a paranormal encounter, seeing UFOs or interacting with extraterrestrials. Maybe you've had an answer to prayer or experienced a miraculous healing. Perhaps you've dealt with psychic phenomena that's connected you, or maybe a string of wild synchronicities. And I know some of you listening have actually encountered divine beings of light. So there's two important questions. Dr. Klein spoke of this earlier, and I hope you're really asking these of yourself. They're really important. Is there more to life? I think everyone on the spiritual path is asking this. There's got to be more, right? And there is more than just paying the bills, getting by, comparing yourselves to your neighbors, or this corporate consumerism. And the second question is a two-part question, like, who am I and why am I here? These questions are what awaken in us our soul mission. Very important. Who am I? Who is the individuated self here? And why am I here? Why am I here to have this human experience? So I want to talk about the soul mission. And you might be wondering, how do you find yours if you don't know what that is already? And it's important for me to differentiate the difference between the soul mission and your vocation. So you all know your vocation is what you choose to do for a living. It's based on a learned skill set, something you went to school for, the career that you've chosen. And your soul mission, it's something you don't actively choose. It actually lives inside you from birth and through many incarnations. And it has to get activated through touching your essence. So it's not something you can acquire through studying and reading all the ancient texts. So those are really great, but you need to activate your soul mission through self-actualization. So what does synchronicity have to do with all of this? Carl Jung coined this term as a set of meaningful coincidences. And when we connect synchronicity and start following it, it's really guiding us to awaken to our soul mission. Synchronicity is actually happening in a frequency band that's outside of linear time, and it's guiding us somewhere. So if you're starting to see signs and symbols and the natural world starts to wake up and talk to you, you are waking up to the multiple dimensions of your reality. And I know that's true for all of you who are watching this right now. So you've realized that everything is connected, just like in quantum physics and the string theory. Synchronicity is guiding us to unlock our soul mission. So there's a big pitfall in following synchronicity, because if all the people who are following synchronicity were to be doing their soul mission, well, we would be experiencing a very different world. So the pitfall is thinking that synchronicities mean it's all good, that it's a green light, or even that it's well-intentioned, because there is a dark side to synchronicity. There's a shadow nature, just like with everything else. So please do not throw caution to the wind and forget about your discernment. So I want you to pay attention if you're following synchronicity and you're just waiting for signs and symbols before you make a decision. If you're giving your power over to all these entities that are communicating with you, it could be nefarious forces that are actually swaying you by magic. If you're using synchronicity as an excuse to be irresponsible about taking care of your daily responsibilities, or if you're ungrounded and flighty. So in this case, you really need a guide or a mentor, and you need to start clearing the way so you can really listen. The positive side to synchronicity is when you get on the synchronicity bandwidth and you're in pure flow, you're in harmony with life, you start moving in a perfect timing, and you know deeply within yourself that you're one with the fabric of life, and that everything is connected to everything else, like our indigenous wisdom keepers have been telling us all along. So I've determined 4 phases of the soul mission. The first phase being the activation phase. So when you touch your soul essence, it's actually very disruptive. It can feel super ungrounded. Your life can feel wild, and you might even get into a God complex, a Messiah complex with your essence, because it's so powerful, so beautiful, so magnificent. It might make you detach from reality a little bit too much. You might start disturbing your friends and family. They might be quite concerned about you. The activation phase is like a young seedling, and it really needs a lot of care and protection and nourishment. You need to be guided, and you need to stabilize your essence in order to come into your soul mission. The second phase is the most challenging phase. When you come face to face with your essence and you see how powerful and magnificent you are going to be terrified. You're going to run. You're going to self-sabotage yourself. You're going to have lots of doubts. All the comparisons are going to come up. It's going to be pretty irrational and overwhelming. And you're going to have a fear of really coming out with your soul mission. In this phase of your soul mission activation, you really need to be guided. You need check-ins, and you have to do the deep healing. The healing and the integration is so key. The third phase is when you step into your grounding. You start grounding the soul mission. And this is the phase that takes the most bravery. You have to have this brave and courageous heart to say, yes, I'm here for this reason, and this is what I stand for. And your life starts to take on really deep meaning. You find that you can actually do your soul mission in your sleep. It's so effortless. You start loving and accepting yourself so deeply. And all the ways in which you're serving, it starts effortlessly unfolding in every expression. Your past, all the things you've done, all the things you've studied start to have a tremendous meaning for your soul mission. And your soul mission has impeccable integrity. When you're in alignment with it, your life starts to find balance and flow. So to ground your soul mission, you really need support. And you need to create more and more balance so that your foundation is big enough to ground the destiny that your soul is here to bring forth. The fourth phase is when you get into this sustainable dream phase. This is where your soul mission really integrates into your chosen work in the world, and you start to make the biggest impact. And you're living life as a co-creator. So your victim mindset is completely in the past, and you're standing as a co-creator of your reality. Your presence and your consistent actions are what start changing the world for the better. And in this phase, you have a great need to be of service to the greater good of humanity, like what all of these beautiful speakers are doing here with me. So I want you guys to imagine with me something, all of those who are watching from the far walks of the universe. What if you just acted like your soul had a mission? How would you live your life? You might want to write this down. I want you to take notes, because what would be different if you acted like your life had a mission? Who would you be hanging out with? What would you do each day? Things would be a little bit different, perhaps. What if your soul mission helped heal all of the ills of our world, or at least some of them? What if it didn't require hard work, and it didn't require more money or more skills than you already possess in this moment? What would that feel like? And what if it only required a simple belief and an ability to listen deeply to yourself? What impact would you want to make? I do feel that each one of us on the spiritual path are here to remember our soul mission. And I hyphenate that word remember because it's about recapitulation. It's about bringing back all the pieces of ourself, all the pieces that got fractured through trauma, through difficult events. We have to bring them all back into alignment in order to be successful in our soul mission. So here's my question to those of you who don't know what your soul mission is. Do you want to discover your life purpose in 3 months without meditating in a cave or having to have a near-death experience, even if you've never meditated before? Because there's one thing you need to know is that your soul mission only gets activated when you access your spiritual power and you learn how to master your energy. So you might be wondering, who am I sharing all of this with you? I am a master mystic, a Kundalini activator, and an international business consultant. I'm originally from San Francisco, and I've lived, studied, and worked in the UK, Israel, Japan, India, and now in Mexico. And for the past 26 years, I have been a mission-driven entrepreneur. I've launched 7 different companies spanning web design, artificial intelligence, art and music, self-development, and eco retreat centers. I've been featured in a lot of different publications, radio shows. You might know me from the Fringe FM or my podcast, Love, Sex, and the Hidden Agenda. And I've consulted and worked alongside of some really amazing people, top-class engineers, world economists, CEOs, physicists, artists, yogis, royals, and gurus. And I've been a personal consultant and a seer to thousands of truth seekers around the world. And I'm not telling all of you this to brag, but I do have a superpower, and it's helping visionaries to ground their mission and their spiritual abilities with impeccable integrity. I'm telling you this because I want you to listen, that I have some advice for you today, and it's stop waiting for a sign. We need you guys to get into action. We need you to remember why you're here. It's time we all stop shrinking ourselves for others to feel safe. How many of you done that? I have many times. And it's time to honor your innate gifts and your abilities. We need to start taking daily steps to unlock the keys that live right within us. It's within us. We don't need to look outside for the answers. your soul mission is going to surprise you. It always does. I've watched countless people go through this and be amazed and almost laugh at what the soul is trying to say to you. I have developed a proven system for activating the soul mission, for taking back your power, and for mastering your energy. And the way I support others is that I act as a co-pilot. I help you remember yourself back together. I provide a safe container, effective tools, and proven methods. And most of all, I hold you accountable to show up for yourself. My mystery school is like a charging station and a training ground for people who are here to awaken. I offer tools, resources, connections, and guidance so that you can really embody what your soul is trying to tell you. The students in my school, they come from all different backgrounds and skill sets, different religious beliefs, personal beliefs, and all different ages. You know, your soul mission, a lot of people think that the soul mission has to be spiritual in its vocation or the way it's showing up in the world. But I've worked with scientists and anthropologists, artists, engineers, lawyers, bankers, all kinds of vocations, different ages from 24 to 72 have come through the school. So if you want to learn more about me and my school, you can always check out my website, knowtheself.com. If you go to /links, you'll see all my offerings. You can find me on Instagram. And I do want to leave you guys with that question I opened with. What does synchronicity, master mystics, yogis, and successful CEOs have in common? And they are all guided by the unseen hand, the mystery of life. Thank you, guys. Thank you, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here and serve in this parliament with you. Thank you so much.